There's been an unfortunate trend in many modern games where the existence of a support character means they need to never shut the hell up.
This column of stone, do you think it might be movable?
And unfortunately, the otherwise very promising looking The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, is another victim of that exact issue. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and please don't yell at me too much. Hello everyone, if you enjoy what I do, even if what I do is occasionally have a very dissenting opinion about a game that otherwise everyone else is very excited about, then a like on this video and a subscription to the channel would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Also, I know people are going to be mad at me about this, but if you like me and you want to support what I do, check out my Patreon. There's some big changes coming by the end of the month, I promise. Go check it out. It'll be really good. It helps me a lot. Thank you. So, what are we talking about today? Well, recently, the latest demo for The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tale, the latest Team Asano game, a team that I absolutely adore from Square Enix that has made some of my favorite JRPGs and tactics RPGs of the last nearly a decade at this point, if not more, actually, now that I think about it, has dropped, and everyone seems to be pretty favorable about it. However, this time, instead of it being a JRPG or a tactics RPG, The Adventures of Elliot is very clearly meant to evoke feelings of games like The Legend of Zelda, the old top-down 2D games that I was very much a fan of back in the day. And as a result, because I'm very nostalgic for those games, and my partner Jane is a big fan of Zelda in general, we decided to sit down and check it out once that demo dropped, because I've been very excited about the title up to this point.
We found a treasure chest.
What could
Let's
this
see what's
be?
inside. Would that structure be some kind of ruin? We'd better investigate. Have you considered using your shield instead? Don't hesitate to let me know if you have further need.
Unfortunately, we learned very quickly that there's a big problem with this game, a huge problem, as a matter of fact. That problem is the fact that your supporting characters literally will not stop talking. And in a game that is otherwise built to evoke feelings of lonesome adventuring in the wilderness, with constant references to adventures and the dangerous wilds and the monsters that exist in it, but also the wonders and the treasures that you can find, having a character that constantly, endlessly tells you, go here, do this, oh, look at that, oh, I never expected to see this here, oh, I wonder if you push this if something will happen, oh, we need to find an answer to this puzzle, oh, you should be using your shield more, ruins that atmosphere totally. And to me, and to Jane, that makes The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tale, a completely unplayable title. And yes, I understand that probably seems like a very extreme reaction, but again, an adventure title like this is meant to put you in the shoes of someone striking out boldly into the unknown to be the hero and forge your own path and your own destiny. And that is very clearly what The Adventures of Elliot is trying to do. The game is clearly lovingly crafted. The art style is beautiful. Never before has HD 2D looked better than this. It feels great to run around, swing your sword, slay monsters, find new loot, get new weapons with new weapon sets, learn how to use magicite, craft new upgrades for your weapons, and learn more about what exactly is going on in what you quickly learn is a sort of post-apocalyptic, post-magical society for humanity where we've been shoved into one corner of the continent and are barely holding on with the civilization that we still have. It's a perfect setup for a really cool adventure. And in the opening acts of the game, it does feel great until you meet the princess. And she declares she's going to stick along with you, even though she's stuck in the castle maintaining the magical wards that protect the city, via a set of magical earrings that will allow her to see what is going on around you and chime in with support as well as provide you healing magic. On its face, totally fine. And then you approach your first enemy, and then you get hit by your first enemy, and then you enter your first dungeon, and you realize how quickly this is all going to fall apart. I don't know what the obsession is with certain games and certain developers to ensure that you as the player barely have to think or get to experience the art that they have crafted for you without a character screaming in your ear about exactly where and what you are supposed to be doing, or giving their very unwanted interpretations and reactions to the world around you, as if it's something that you're supposed to empathize with, as if it's supposed to be like voicing, oh, that's what I'm thinking too. I can sympathize with this character. I don't need to sympathize with this character because they are a character who's not physically present. It's just a voice artificially inserted to try to, I don't know, get me to feel something that I'm already feeling because it's an artistically crafted experience that's well done. Like, yeah, there's a cat out here in the wilderness. I'm surprised by that. I don't need a character to tell me that they're surprised by that. I don't care what you feel. I care what I feel with this. I'm the player. I'm the one experiencing it. I don't care if you think that we can push a pillar into place to make a path. I'm the player. I'm gonna figure that out. And by yelling it constantly, I am now losing the experience of figuring it out for myself, even if it is very obviously a very simple puzzle. And let me be clear, I've experienced handholdiness in games before, right? This is not the first time, but this is egregious to a level I've never seen before. The fact that I can push a pillar onto a button to open a door, and literally as I'm doing it and the door is opening, we have characters telling us, oh, this probably changed something. Really, I never would have guessed, because I don't have eyes to see it, I guess. It's literally on screen right now. Like, are they expecting only 4-year-olds to play this game? I know I'm getting heated with this, and I generally try to be much more neutral and understanding of developers' choices with games on this channel. But this is a game that I was very much looking forward to from all the preview material that we'd seen thus far. Maybe as a game that I could chill on the couch and either watch Jane play or, play hot seat and swap off who's playing at any given time, just experience it and enjoy it together. But now we're constantly being ripped out of that experience because apparently the game and the developers are sure that we're going to need to be led by the nose every step of the way to figure out what is going on, whether it be puzzles, story beats, or even combat. Like, yes, I got hit because I mistimed the attack coming from a monster. You don't need to remind me to use my shield. I just screwed up. Stop talking. And now, of course, I can already feel the comments having been typed. Well, there's an option to turn down the amount of chattiness in the menu. You should just do that. They already have this built in for you. And I'm going to stop you right there. First of all, it's very silly that the in-game settings and the in-menu settings are two different sets of settings, because it took me a while to actually find the option to turn down the amount of chattiness from the support characters in the first place. Just have all the options available when you go into the options and settings on the main menu so I can see what's there and change it for myself, not knowing that there's going to be more different options when I load into the game. That's just a silly design decision in the first place. Second of all, I did turn down the chattiness partway through my demo playthrough, and I did play the whole demo, and it changed basically nothing. I don't know if this is a bug. I don't know to what degree the chattiness level is and what these two different settings modifies, but I'm going to tell you right now, someone who's already getting pretty fed up with the amount of talkativeness of these characters, it did not change it enough. I want an option to be able to turn the whole voice off. And that is not the experience that I had with this chattiness setting. The only solution that Jane and I found was to go into the audio settings and turn off voices completely. And that's completely unsatisfactory as well, because outside of this constant overwhelming chatter and yapping in combat and in exploration, the voice acting's good. Having the characters actually voicing the dialogue and talking to each other, seeing cutscenes where the current events are being discussed between an ensemble cast, that's all good. And we want to have that experience, Jane and I both. So just turning off all voice acting in the settings is another step, and again, a very immersion-breaking step, away from having an experience that feels like you are the hero who is playing this role. Now, every time you think there might be an important cutscene coming up, if you can't stand, like we can't, having this constant interruption, you need to go back into the settings, turn the voices back up, watch the cutscene, go back into the settings, turn the voices back off so you can keep playing the game, and even then, you're still going to have the interruptive text on screen, taking up time, taking up space, and being a distraction, when by all rights, you should have the ability to completely remove it entirely. This is the exact reason that I've not been able to bring myself to play more Metaphor ReFantazio, because every single thing that you do in that game, either one of your party members or your stupid little supporting fairy is chiming in, saying some nonsense that I'm already thinking or I don't need clarification on, when I'm just trying to enjoy the sound effects and the background music. And it's the exact same issue here in the Adventures of Elliot. Now, is it possible that this is something that's going to be changed at some point post-release, because the release is coming up very quickly? Maybe. However, imagine my shock when I was looking into this issue before recording this video, and I found that apparently already people had complained about how talkative the supporting characters were in the previous demo for the game, which I had not had the opportunity to play, and that was why this toggle setting was added, to try and turn it down a little bit. If this is what was done to make it better now, I can't even imagine how much worse it was then, and it gives me very little hope that this is something that'll be changed for the full release. And that's an absolute shame, because as it stands right now, neither Jane nor I have any interest in playing any more of this game, even though what I played all through the demo, because Jane tossed it down, she couldn't even bother trying to play more of it, which I totally understand, was really cool. I enjoyed sitting down and going through the rest of the demo, finding those upgrades, finding those new weapons. The tactile feel of the game is great. The exploration is very fun and cozy. It's not a particularly difficult game, but that's fine. It's nice to just go through and explore it and get to experience it until some inane, repetitive dialogue comes up. And that's probably the worst part. Every single time something happens where the game feels like it needs to cue in, it will chime in, and very often it will say the exact same thing that it's already said multiple times before. Like, interruptive dialogue is bad enough. Repetitive interruptive dialogue? Nah, get it away from me. I have absolutely zero interest whatsoever. Frankly, I'm really surprised that more people aren't talking about this. Maybe more people are talking about it than I've seen, but all of the reception that I've seen across my social media feeds and other places where I see people talking about the game has been extremely positive about it, and just don't seem to be as bothered by this as myself and Jane are. Maybe that means it's just an us issue, but to me, the overall feeling of this game is completely ruined. I never needed a character in A Link to the Past to constantly be telling me what to do, where to go, or reacting to the things around me. That is my job as the person engaging with this entertaining media. I never once felt that absence there, and I will always prefer that that absence exist in any other game like this. Imagine if Tunic endlessly and constantly had characters talking to you about what's going on around you, instead of letting you just experience the world as it is, think about it, learn it, and exist in it. It would be a much worse experience, and it's a shame to see that it's happening here with what is otherwise such an impressive title. If, once the game launches, I find out that this is an issue that has been negated, all the better, and I'll be happy to give the Adventures of Elliot a second look. But based on this demo experience, I absolutely do not recommend it, and I don't have any further plans to play it in the future. I'm sure many of you are going to be annoyed with me about this video, because that's just the way that things seem to work on the internet, but I always strive to be very open and honest with you guys on my opinions about games, and this is no exception. For now, though, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. Let me know your thoughts about my opinions and your experience with The Adventures of Elliot if you have checked it out for yourself down in the comments below. If you disagree with me, please try to be polite about it. I don't mind at all if you guys enjoy the game for yourself, if you're not bothered by this issue, and I can only hope that you can extend the same kindness to me. And regardless, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there, everybody. And remember, be good to each other, y'all. Bye now.